Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, yesterday we have started this chapter file structure and organization. In this we have seen introduction of file organization, how we are going to store data into our secondary storage media. That is the file organization. Then we have seen logical and physical file. What is logical and physical file? Yes, anybody? What is logical and physical file? Or you can ask me any doubt. Yesterday we have covered all these points. What is logical file? Yes, no. Yesterday we have seen this logical and physical file. No one?
Logical file is a file viewed in terms of what data items its record contain and what processing operation may be performed upon it.
Mm-hmm. And physical file?
Physical file is a file viewed in terms of how the data is stored on a storage device and how the processing operations are made possible.
Okay. Yes. Other student? Boys, logical and physical file. If there is any doubt, you can ask me. I will answer you. But you have to speak something. You understood or not? Do you have your documents file? Your mark sheet file? Yes. Do you have your mark sheet file? You have kept your mark sheet in one file?
Yes.
Yes. Means that is physical file. Huh? But before bringing that file into your home or before buying that file, you will think, yes, I want to buy one file. For what? For my mark sheets. You know for what you are going to bring that file for your mark sheet. Yes, I will bring that file. I will do this. I will do that. Means here thinking process is going on. In logical, you are thinking what I am going to store there, how I am going to store there, how I will access that. Just you are thinking. That is a logical file. What data you are going to store, what operation you are going to perform. That is logical file. And after bringing that file into your home means your address is given to that file. Same way we are storing this file, logical file into our computer system. So our computer system, they are giving drive address to this file, physical file. So you have bring that file into your home means that file has got some address. That file is located at this location. After bringing that file, you will store your data. You will store your mark sheet into that file. How you are going to store? First, you will sequentially you will store first your 12th, then FY, then SY, then TY. That you will decide at the time of bringing that file. I will bring that file and I will do these things. Same, if your mark sheet size are different, then what is the biggest size? On the basis of that, you will bring the file. So that will be that decision is going to cover here. Logical file. What is the maximum size of my mark sheet? On the basis of that, you will bring that file. So easily you can store the data into that file. Once you have stored data, once you have brought that file at your home, that is a physical file. That file has got the location. Same is mentioned here. Logical, what type of data you are going to store. Physical, how you are going to store. That is mentioned here. Here you are just thinking what operation I am going to perform with that file. How I am going to, means I will write name to that file. Just you are thinking. But physical, you give your name to the file. You will write something there. Then you will insert your mark sheets. So this is difference between logical and physical. Here only thinking process, and here actual implementation. Same as here. Then we have seen file. What is file? It is a named collection. That particular file has some name. Using that name, we can identify that file. And we are going to store this file into secondary storage media. Here we are using computer. So storage media is secondary storage. Your hard disk, CD, that are secondary storage. There we are going to store our files. Then we have seen file structure, different types of file, variable length file, fixed length file, and this thing we have covered here, logical and physical file definitions. After that, after file is created here, we can perform various operations on that file. In logical, you will just think that yes, I will open that file, I will do that, I will do that. And after, at the time of physical, you will actually open that file, you will add the content, you will update the content, you can close the file. So every time you can think about logical and physical, what we can say, what we can say logical and for what we can say physical. So here these are the basic operation which we can perform on file. We can open file, we can close file, we can read the content from that file, we can write the content into that file, we can search the content from the file. These are the basic operation they have given. After that we have seen file organization main point, and this field and record. What is field and what is record? Field means I have shown you table. Table is a collection of rows and column. That column means field and row means record. So collection of field is called as a record. Collection of field, we have seen yesterday one table, student table, ID, name, address, mobile number. These four fields are there into that table. When we combine all these four fields, that time it becomes record. So this thing also we have seen, this is important. Every time you will come, means these terms come in front of you. What is field, what is record? Then we have seen different record types, types of organization, how we are going to store data. We have data, we have secondary storage device also, but how we are going to store data into our secondary storage device, that we have seen sequentially. How data is coming to you, in that way only you are going to store that data into your computer system. Then index, here for each record we have one index. So using that index, it is easy to find particular record. That was not possible in sequential, because we are storing data how it is coming to you, in that way only we are going to store data. So for a large amount of data it is not possible, or it is not easy to access particular data. So this is the disadvantage of sequential. That's why index file organization came. So in this, one unique key is there. Using that unique key we can identify particular record into database. Third is hashed. Here we are performing, this is also way how we are going to store data into computer. For what logic we are going to apply to store data into computer. So on key field we will apply some function that is called as a hash function. And what result we will get, that result means your memory address. In that address you will store that data. So while accessing that data, again you have to apply the hash function. Again you have to apply the hash. Means for storing also and for accessing also you have to apply same function. Then and then only you will get the desired result. So this part we have covered yesterday. Today we are going to see this last part, indexing. What is index, when to use index, type of index, and in this type of, these two are important one. For your syllabus we have dense index and sparse index. We directly go to the index. Indexing. So first, what is index? Index, yesterday also we have seen in index file organization, that is one unique key is there. Using that unique key, we can identify the record. So here index is a type of data structure. Data structure means how we are going to store the data. So it is a one of type how we are going to store data. This index is a one of type to store data. It is used to locate and access data in the database table quickly. So using this index, we can quickly access the data from the database. This is the structure of index. Search key means your index or your roll number will be here. And data reference means address, memory address, where we have stored that data into RAM. That address is here. This is the structure of index, search key, and data reference. The first column of database, that structure description is here. The first column of the database is the search key that contains copy of the primary key or candidate key. These two terms you will come to know in the next lectures, what is primary key and candidate key. But now you can just remember that these are the unique keys. The same number is not given to the other person. For example, your roll number, only one student will get one roll number, other student will get separate. So that is the search key. Using that number, we can find the record easily from table. The values of the primary key are stored in a sorted order so that the corresponding data can be accessed easily. If this is in sorted order, we can easily access the data from the database. The second column of the structure is database, that is data reference. It contains a set of pointers holding the address of disk block where the value of particular key can be found. In the search key, if we are given roll number, only roll number will be there. And second column will contain address where the store where data of that particular roll number student is stored into memory. That address is given into the second column. So using that address, we can directly go to the disk block and we can find that data. So this is the structure of index. These are the indexing method. We have only these two methods, dense index and sparse index. But this is the these are the main types of indexing methods. So indexing methods has four types: ordered indices, primary index, clustering index, secondary index. So we are going to focus on these 2 points, and that comes under this primary index. So under primary index, we have two parts, dense index and sparse index. So for that dense and sparse, first we will check what is primary index. If the index is created on the basis of primary key means unique key. If index is created on the basis of primary key of the table, then it is known as a primary index. In your table, for example, yesterday we have created this table 1. So this is your unique key. We cannot repeat this thing, means I am not allowed to enter data also into this field. If I will allow, it will not write anything here inside this field. It is unique, and sequentially you can check sorted order is there. So when I will enter data into this and go to the next line, it will show you a number, but manually I cannot enter it here. If I'm allowing manually entering data, then also if it is a primary key, it will not allow to enter duplicate data. So for that reason, we can change it from design view. Here we can change the number. Here normal number you can take. We are going to see all this part in detail. Just I am giving you example of primary key, how it works. Here you can check indexes. Indexed. What? Yes, it is indexed and no duplicates. Means no duplicate value will be taken here. Save this. Here you can check primary key. What we are going to cover this point. We are going to cover this point, primary key. So this field, here you can check key. Key is here for this field. This is a primary key. You can set it from here. If I will remove this, then it is allowed to take duplicate values into that table. Go to table. Now I can enter value also here. I will write 1. That is duplicate value. Here already 1 is available. But other record is different. For one number, I have two records. It should not allow. If you are saying that it is ID field, that should be unique. Close it, go to design view, and we have to select the ID field. That should be unique and set the primary key to that field. By default, it is available, but it is not available, then also you can set it from here. Try to save it. What is written? The changes you requested to table were not successful because they would create duplicate values in the index, because I have already entered one value that is repeated 1 1. So first we have to delete that. We have to go to design view. Sorry, go to open the table. Delete this value first, because duplicate record is not allowed in the primary field or primary key field. Save and close it. Now we have to set the primary key first. Go to design view for setting that. Select the field. Select primary key. Now save it. It is now saved because it has that particular table does not contain duplicate value. That's why it is saved here. Close it. Now try to enter duplicate value here. 1. Now we have created that ID field is a primary key field, and I have entered here duplicate value. Same message, duplicate value in the index. It is a primary key, so duplicate value is not allowed. So we can write here different number. That is allowed. Here I am now able to write because I have changed the data type of this field. Previously it was auto number. After that I have changed it. Normal number I have given, means user can enter number into that field. If you are not allowing user to enter, then you can write here auto number. So understood this ID field, how it works, and we have to create index for that field only, because that is in primary, that is unique value will contain into that field. So if the index is created on the basis of primary key of the table, then it is known as a primary indexing. So here we have created a primary indexing, because we have created index on the primary field, primary key field. These primary keys are unique to each record and contain 1:1 relation between the record. 1:1 relation means, yes, 1:1 relation. For this roll number 1 or ID 1, only one record is available. That's why it is called as 1:1. For this ID 2, only one record is available. There is no duplicate record available. If you call number 3, only this record you will get. If you call number 5, only this record you will get. For that reason, it is called as a 1:1. Clear? 1:1 relation and primary indexing. Definition of primary indexing. Yes, clear or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
As primary keys are stored in sorted order, the performance of the searching operation is quite efficient. If sorted order is there, it is easy to find out where that number is, where can we search that number into our table. That will be easy to search the record. Then primary index can be classified into two types. Now these two are the main point of our syllabus. Primary index is classified into dense index and next slide we will see how these two indexes are working. So first is a dense index. What is dense index? Dense index contains an index record for every search key value in the data file. Index record for every search key. Means for particular roll number 1, you will get the index record. For roll number 2, you will get the index record. It makes searching faster. The number of records in the index table is same as the number of records in the main table. So how many students are there in FY? For example, 80 students are there, so 80 indexes are there. And we have to match each index with each row. 4801, so 4801 record, where is that? We have to match the index with that. So how many numbers are there in record or in your main table, that many indexes are in index table. It needs more space to store index record itself. We have to create separate file for index, keeping this index, so it need separate space or more space. The index record have the search key and pointer to the actual record on the disk. So in this index record, our search key means our ID or roll number will be there, and second part will contain the address of that record, where that record is stored into our database. So that address is stored into the second part of your index. So using that address, we can find out the actual record. So here is the example. This is the index table. Primary key values will be here 4801, 2, 3. I have given only 3 example. For each record, we have a indexing. For each record, we have indexing. So 4801, what is the address of that record? That will be stored here. And using this address, we can find out the actual record in the main table where that record is stored. Second, 4802. Here is the address of that record. Using this address, we can find out the record. Then 4803, using address, we can find out this record. So same way, 80 records are there, 80 indexes will be there. How many records is? That many index will be there. And that many addresses we are going to store. That's why it takes more space. Actual main table is this. But for making searching effective and fast, we have created this index table. For storing this data, we need extra space. And second index is sparse index. How it works? In the data file, index record appears only for few items. So here in dense index, we have seen for each and every record, we have index record. But here in sparse index, index record appears only for few items. Each item points to a block. In this, instead of pointing to each record in the main table, the index point to the record in the main table in a gap. Here is an example. Only in index table, only 2 numbers are there. Totally, if you check previous slide, we have 3 records. Here also you can check. We have 3 records. But we have done index into 2 records only. So using this index only, we can find out the second one, immediate one, because a sorted order is there. So by using 4801, once you got this address, you can move to the next record. So in sparse index, only means gap wise we are creating a limit this index table. So suppose in dense index for 80 records, we have to create 80 index table, 80 indexes in index table. Here we will create 50 indexes, for example. So space is it requires less space than dense index. So only these difference is there between dense and sparse, how they are going to maintain this index table. When we can use index? When we have to access the record or use the record efficiently and quickly, that time we can use indexes for our table. And this is about this last point, indexing. We can check once again. If there is any doubt, you can ask me. Check once again what is index, when to use index, types of index, dense index and sparse index. Is there any doubt?
sparse index.
Sorry, I have lost the connection. So, from where I have lost the connection? Didn't know. Yes. Pass index once again, please. Oh, I will tell both index once again. I don't know from where I have lost the connection. Do you understand primary index?
Yes, ma'am.
It is based on your primary key. Which key is primary key? On the if we have created index using primary key, that is called as a primary index. After that, we have seen dense index and sparse index. In this dense index, we have to create index table first. And how many records are there into your table? That many indexes are here into this table. Understood this part? Index, dense index.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the drawback of this dense index?
Requires more space.
Requires more space. And what is the advantage? Yes, what is the advantage? One-to-one connection is there. Direct access is there. One-to-one connection. So easily or efficiently we can access the record. Fast. Record access is fast. Because for each record we have reference. Using that reference we can directly go to the record. So that is the advantage. After that, I have started sparse index. In this sparse index, data file or index record appear only for few items. In the dense index, we have to create index table for each record. Here, that is not required. We will create index record for few records. So each item points to a block. In this, instead of pointing to each record in main table, the index point to the record in the main table in a gap. Means there is no requirement to keep the index, means for all the records, keep the index table. we will keep index table for few records. Suppose we have 80 students, so in dense index we have to create 80 indexes. For each record we have to create index table. Here we will create index table for 50 records, means it will reduce the space of this index table. So this is your main table. Here you can check we have created index for only two search key or only two primary key, that is 4801 and 4803. So using this 4801 we can access this second record also because it is sequential record stored sequentially. So using this also we can access this record, so no need to create index for this second record, that is in sparse index. So sparse index we can reduce the index table size. We will create the index for particular records only. If there are 80 records in this main table, so we will create index table for 40 or for 30. Gap, using gap we can create this index table. So that is difference between dense and sparse. In dense we have to create index for each and every record. Here we will create for some record. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So that's it for in this chapter. After that we have seen when to use indexes. When to use indexes if we have to access the record efficiently and quickly. That time we can use indexes. Otherwise we can store the data sequentially. We know the file organization. First is sequential, second is index, third is hash. So here we are talking about index. So why we are using indexes? We have to access the record efficiently, quickly. For that reason, we can use these indexes. So this is about indexing. We have covered this point, indexing. Language, what is index? Yes. What is index? Any real life example of index where you have seen indexing? Any example? A real life example. Am I audible? Any real life
Yes, ma'am.
example of index?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this indexing? Yes. Is this table? Is indexing? Anyone? Yes, no. You have to answer in these two lines. Indexing. Is this indexing? Yes. Answer me. Is this indexing?
Ma'am,
Hmm?
ma'am, your screen is not visible right now.
No? Yes. Tell me, is this indexing?
Yes, ma'am.
See, this is the content. 1.1, this content. Where we can find this content that is stored here. That number is stored here. Same. Block address is stored here. This is your key. Search key, I want to find out the introduction of the chapter. This is search key. Where I can find this? This is the address. Same way indexing is working. Search key is there and address is there. Block address is there. So directly you can go to this page. Same for logical and physical file. Directly you can go to this page. But this is about dense index. For each and every we are giving a reference. But it is possible like this also. Yes, is it possible? Can we find content? Can we find this logical and physical file using this table? Yes. Can we find where is logical and physical file?
Yes.
Can we find this?
Yes.
How? How you will find? Because you know the address of previous search key and next search key. You know that it is between 1 and 4. So you will search the content into that part only. So this is the example of sparse index. Clear? Yes, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Dense index and sparse index. But only we have to think in terms of database. So in that database only we will tell what is the sparse index and what is the dense index. So you can give example like this. This is a sparse index. Here I have given this in index table. I have given reference to first record and third record. But using this address of first record and third, I can find out the second one. I can search that query for each record. We have address of each record. Directly we can go to the record. So this is about indexing. Name types of index, dense index, and sparse index. Clear? Yes, everyone. बोला करो. समझ नहीं आता. 15 मिनट में लेक्चर लिया. I lost the connection. I didn't know. I took the lecture for 15 minutes. Or is there any doubt? You can check. बोलो कुछ तो बोलो.
No, ma'am, no doubt.
Okay. Tell me the steps how to create database. Yesterday I told you how we can create database. This database. Tell me the steps. This is a basic of DBMS. You should know software, which software we are using, how to use that software, how to open that software, how to create file, and that is about first chapter. Everything is mentioned in first chapter. So you should know practical of that chapter. So how to create database? What is the software name? Name of the software for DBMS? Yesterday I shown. Fast. Yes, can you see here? Name of the software? Yeah, I need to check whether you are there or not. At least unmute. What is the name? It is present here only.
Microsoft Office.
Microsoft Excel.
Microsoft Office Access. So we are using this software. Open this. Then where to go? I have to create a new database. So you will go here, blank database. It is blank. So we have to save this database. First, we have to save this database into our drive or secondary storage device. So here you will give a related name. What type of data it is going to contain, that type of name we have to select. For example, this particular database will contain college related data. So I will give college name. After that, create. So initially you will see this table. This is a file. We can call it as a file. You can see this, but this is not a save. It is just logically available, not physically available. To convert this into logically, we have to save the physically. From logical to physical, we have to save this file. When you are going to save this file, we have to give name to that particular file. So under college, what will contain? That type of table will be there. So student will contain inside the college database. Students are there, employees are there. On the basis of that, we can create different tables. So here we have to save it. Now this is a physically available. Means if I will close this file and again open this, I can find this table because I have saved this. Close. Then how to create fields into this table? Means what type of data it is going to contain, that we are going to thinking now. Yes, student table is there. Means logically we are thinking, yes, in this table what data I have to store. That is a logical file. So how we can store that or how we can create that field? Go to the table name, right click, design view. So first is ID field, you can change the name, no problem. For example, a roll number. No space is allowed in between. Complete name you have to write. If you want to separate these two things, we can use underscore, but no space is allowed. Roll number is done. Next, you will write name, S name, student name. By default, they will give the data type. If you want to change, you can change it from here. And here you can give description also. If you want to give what this field is going to contain, that description you can write here. Means for example, this field contains student names. Such a type of description you can give for each field if you want to give. Next, address, mobile number. So these are the field. This is the next step. First we have to create the field. And after creating field, now we can enter record into this table. For entering the record into this table, we can double click on this or right click on table and open. So here this is a auto number. That's why we are not allowed to enter anything into this. Directly go to the second. Here we can write name, address, mobile number. So this way we can create the table. You should know all these steps, how we can create the database, then how we can create the table, what is primary key, at least you should know the concepts. So before we are going to next chapter, you should aware about this software, what is Access, how we can create basic database and table, how we can create the fields of that particular table, what are the field, how we can write the field name, what is the data type. You should know all these things because after two chapter we have a queries. We have to apply queries on these tables. So before applying queries, you have to create this part. We have to enter data into this table, and after that only we can apply query on the table. If you have check on my blog, I have given lab book there, or sir has also shared yesterday lab book. or my video is there on lab book. So in that lab book, how we can insert data using query, how we can delete, everything is mentioned. That we have to do practically. So before doing that part, you should aware about this database, how we can create database. Okay, clear? Every time this database application is going to change, other things are same, how we can fire query, queries are same. Only this application is going to change for databases. Here we have Access. Next time you will have a Oracle. Basic things are same. Queries are same. Same queries you are going to apply in Oracle also. So here you are going to learn basics of database. So in this semester we have Access. You can use Oracle also. No problem. But you should know Access first. So try this, how to create database, how to create table, how we can apply primary key, what is the use of primary key. So that is your first chapter, how we can store data. Everything is mentioned here, file organization. Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
We will stop here. Thank you all. If there is any query regarding this, you can ask me. You are free to ask me.